In so many films, both good and bad, there are memorable moments. Even a really crappy movie can have a wonderful, shining, perfect moment. And that's always been fascinating to me. So today, on the first episode of Season 3, mind you, welcome back everyone, we're going to talk about 4 modern films, that's the 2000s to now, with memorable moments. I'm Zack Bishop, and welcome to 4 Films. Our first film today is one from someone who became quite the twist master. I'm talking about M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. Though a very flawed film, it's still Shyamalama Ding Dong's biggest and has one of the most haunting moments in all modern films. In fact, it still haunts many to this day. In the film, a bunch of odd occurrences happen. The characters in the film that we follow see a bunch of signs as to what these occurrences may be. But to get a better idea of what's actually happening, they check their local news, which is useful sometimes, I guess. In this case, in an emergency, yes. So they watch the news and they see home footage of a birthday party, and what happens next scared the shit out of me and probably millions of people. In a single heart-stopping moment, an alien walks across the screen, and it looks real, even for back then. The kids scream, and that's it. And they just move on with the movie. But it's utterly terrifying. So out of everything good and bad in Signs, this moment really sticks out because in a world of post-Blair Witch Project, found footage hadn't really been exploited yet. And to this day, the very thought of it makes a lot of people recoil in horror that there could be some monster from beyond the stars. And it could be real. Next up is Black Dynamite from 2009. Now you may be asking, well, what's the memorable moment from that one? Really? It's the whole movie. But I guess if I had to choose one, it'd be a very specific one. It's one of the moments that I have quoted many, many times from the time it came out in 2009 all the way to now, 2021. In the scene, Black Dynamite is interrupted by a young member of the Black Panthers. Instead of just letting it go or saying something to brush it off, Black Dynamite turns and tells the young man exactly how it is from his perspective. It's out of nowhere, it has a bunch of made-up slang in it, and it is said with 100% conviction by Michael Jai White. He's a fantastic actor. Because just like Michael Jai White, it's both hilarious and badass. Now because the film is an homage to 70s blaxploitation films, it does drag in some parts, but for the most part it's hilarious. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. And I recommend you watch the film at least once every 3 years. It's that good. The runner-up moments, or the moments that are very close to being just as good, are when they're in the diner solving the mystery behind the malt liquor. Damn it. Everything to do with fiendish Dr. Wu. And of course the very beginning with Black Dynamite's younger brother, Jimmy. He ain't no snitch. He's from the streets. Third up is the most modern example of a memorable moment in films. From 2019's Avengers Endgame. So you can't talk about one of the Avengers films without talking about all of them, and by that extent the entire MCU. There's plenty of memorable moments in all those movies. But I think you and I, we all know which moment I'm talking about. That moment is when Cap finally has every single Avenger, finally, assemble. For me, that moment takes me back to 2009, when I was reading up on the then growing MCU. Iron Man and the Hulk had already come out, so I decided, hey, are they gonna do, like, everybody? Is the entire Marvel Universe gonna be made? So I looked it up, and I saw that there was a Thor movie coming, and a Captain America film, and I thought, wow, that's really amazing. Then I saw it sitting there. The Avengers. And it's that moment in the movie that takes me back to that point in 2009, when it completely dawned on me for the first time that I would get to see all these classic characters on the big screen in my lifetime. It's just something that's going to resonate with me forever. Last but not least takes us all the way back to 2001 for The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. So which moment is it in this trilogy of great moments? Well, in the first film, The Fellowship of the Ring, it's right after Boromir does his best 50 Cent impression. Aragorn decides to get some sweet revenge and level up some. And after a short but vicious battle, Aragorn pulls a baller move and does a sick dodge and cuts that punk bitch's head clean off. So I saw this moment in the theater, and when it happened, everyone collectively went, "Yes!" Such a satisfying conclusion to this first film that we saw. Because even with just the one movie, people were invested. They liked Boromir. They felt bad for him. I felt bad for him. So when Aragorn's like, he fell off the path, but he's still a brother, he's on our side, he's in the damn fellowship, I have to get justice for Boromir. And I think he did. And with that said, that brings us to the end of the episode. Now I know you're probably thinking, well, there's a lot more memorable moments than just that. I know, it's only 4. It's 4 films. So, if there's any moments that you think are memorable, why don't you leave them down in the comments? In fact, leave some movies that you think I should go over that have these memorable moments. And then with that being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can join the Patreon to support these videos at patreon.com/TheBisness. And I'll see you next time on 4 Films. Oh, but before I go, I just remembered, there's a really good moment in Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Yeah, how did that one go? My friends. You bow to no one. But it smells like bitch out here. And that must be Frodo.